Good morning, this is Danielle from Netivyah coming at you from the heart of Jerusalem. And here is a summary of the news from the last 24 hours. The missile barrages launched into Israel have continued throughout the night. I personally slept in my bomb shelter with my boys and continue as we are broadcasting. MADA, Israel's first aid service, has concluded so far since the beginning of the campaign, 121 people have been injured, including 2 fatalities, one from a direct hit in Tel Aviv and one from some sort of respiratory problem while running to a bomb shelter. And the rest were moderately injured and most of them lightly injured only. The Revolutionary Guard has confirmed that Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and some of his family members and associates were killed in the opening strike and have declared 40 days of mourning and promised revenge. Iranian exiles celebrate in various places throughout the world after the announcement of Khamenei's death, including as well in Iran, where they were forcibly dispersed by Basij forces who also arrested many of them and were firing live ammunition into the crowds. About 40 senior Iranian regime officials have been eliminated so far, including Khamenei's successors and IRCG head, the defense minister, the intelligence minister, and more. Trump said, "I have a very good idea of who the next leader of Iran will be. I know very well who is in power now, but I can't say. I think it will be easier to convince them to sign a deal, but if we need to continue convincing them with missiles and bombs, we are ready to do so." Israel's UN ambassador Danon at the Security Council said, "In Auschwitz we saw what happens when the world is silent and does not act in time. Against Iran, we will not be silent, we will not wait." A squadron of American F-35 fighter jets shot down Iranian MiG-29 in an aerial dog battle. Huzzah! Reports of heavy bombings in Shiraz, Bandar, Abbas, Dezful, Susa, Urmia, and other cities throughout Iran in which American bombers participated. For long weeks, Israeli and U.S. intelligence waited for the right opportunity to attack Iran. And yesterday morning it happened. Not with one meeting of senior officials, but 3 different meetings. Air Force jets dropped 30 bombs on Khamenei's residence and destroyed it completely, according to the Wall Street Journal. Drones were sent from Iran towards Israel and were intercepted in the north as well as south of Eilat. U.S. Secretary of Defense Hegseth promises Iran's navy will be destroyed. We will not tolerate missiles aimed at Americans. He said that President Trump said, "If you kill Americans, we will hunt you down wherever you are on the globe." And now, some more interesting stuff. Iran has been bombing Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia, as well as also a failed missile into Syria's Asweda, where 2 Druze were killed. And there was a recent, just a few minutes ago, report from Oman about an oil tanker being targeted. In response, Saudi Arabia threatened Iran that if they do not stop attacking their neighbors immediately, Saudi Arabia, will get involved. This is, of course, a big change from the rhetoric of the last few months, and it confirms the next report. It is reported that MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, and Netanyahu had been urging Trump to take this action for months, and MBS was misleading Iran and the world during these last few months, pretending to be against the attack and against Israel. On a side note, I'm curious how this will relate to the IMEC that we spoke about a couple of videos ago. A report that Israeli home front command troops are being sent to the United Arab Emirates to better instruct them as to how to instruct their public about staying safe in these situations is a very interesting report that once again shows to the alliances being formed between Israel and the moderate Gulf states. And one final bit of important news. The most important and influential Shia cleric in Iraq stated a few hours before Khamenei was killed that if he is targeted and killed, the Shias in Iraq will release a religious edict calling for jihad against American forces. Now, while this might sound mundane, similar to terrorist organizations and the IRCG calling the gates of hell to be opened, blah, 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 this is in fact, if it happens, could mean the recruitment of millions as well as many organizations and militias against the Americans. So we will have to see if and what develops there. In any case, I once again want to call you and urge you to support Israel in this time, to pray not for a swift ending, but for a successful ending, that we do the job right. We don't have to come back again in half a year. We want this to be a real regime change. So pray for success in this operation. Pray for real change in Iran, that God's will be done and that the Iranian people be freed from the Ayatollah's regime. And we here at Netivyah will continue to give you news and to support our troops. Shalom. God bless you all.